So we've got this book celebrating the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons by a company that really hates the original creators of Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm going to explain that. This is kind of controversial right now, but I'm going to do a review and tell you my thoughts. Should you get it? Should you not? Because honestly, I don't want to support Wizards of the Coast just from really 2 pages in this book. Okay, so this is the making of the original Dungeons and Dragons 1972 through 1979. This book is massive. It is heavy. And what it does is it contains everything from the very beginnings of D&D, from from some fanzine articles that Guy Gax and Dave Arneson wrote, to like early letters. It has the actual original first draft of the first Dungeons and Dragons books with the like scribbled notes by Guy Gax and Arneson on it. It's got the letters, their correspondence back and forth. It's got early Dragon Magazine articles. It's got reprints of all the original books. This was before the boxed basics set came out. This is when everything was fragmented in like the little books. Now the problem with that is you have this preface by Jason Tondreau. He's I guess, an editor or someone that works for Wizards of the Coast, who owns Dungeons and Dragons now. In this preface, he just really slams the like the original creators of Dungeons and Dragons. He's basically labeling them as like woman-hating, racist bigots, essentially. And it's just crazy. And it's like, how did this get past editorial? I mean, what the heck? I mean, you're attacking these guys that all but one are dead. Like Guy Gax, Arneson, a lot of the original writers of these books are dead, except for one, and he has actually come out recently and just like obliterates this dude in here, because it's not factual. It's looking at these books from the early to mid 70s, in not only a modern lens or filter, but the modern like progressive kind of filter. So of course, anything. I mean, this guy's like upset that they use the word fat in it, and like, my God, if you're triggered by the word fat, then God bless you. You know, I'm sorry, but it's just really ridiculous, and it's sad that this book is tainted. Because other than that, let me say this is like an amazing compendium. So that is literally 2 pages as a preface, and then after that you have a foreword, and really the whole rest of it are these archival reprintations. I'm going to make up a word there of these original books and supplementary material. And it's written by someone that I really, really like. And here's another book, John Peterson. Now, this book is called Game Wizards. It's kind of the epic battle between the creators of D&D, which is going to be Dave Arneson and Gary Gygax. And this documents pretty much every year, a year by year, up until like TSR was bought out in 1985. Not bought out, when TSR was taken over in 1985, and Gygax was kicked out. So it gives you a year by year accounting of that. Very good book. It is not political or anything like that at all, which is refreshing. It's just like a document of that time. Very good, and it's actually what you call scholarly work. This is John Peterson, and this is actually produced by MIT Press. Okay, very good. So that same person, John Peterson, in these, he'll reprint stuff, and I don't know if you can see, all the pages are glossy. It's just beautiful right here, all the reprinting. But he will give you, like, each chapter he'll have like an introduction going on. Again, he'll have copies of original letters, like handwritten letters and things like that, which is really cool. But he'll give you the historical context and perspective of these documents that are in here that are reprinted and everything like that. So, and I heard someone complain that a lot of this stuff you can find online as PDFs or whatever. Yeah, you can find pretty much anything online. The advantage of this is a beautiful book. It just displays beautiful. Everything is just really cool in it. But then you've got John Peterson's context, kind of telling you what was going on around that. So it kind of makes some perspective, or it gives you some perspective in that. It is tainted by that, again, 2 pages, and honestly it's kind of like, I don't want to support Wizards of the Coast because this is just like idiotic that they did this. Why? I don't want to support them. But if you're a fan of D&D, and I started playing in 1980 when I was 10 years old, up until about 89 I play tested the like early drafts of the second edition of D&D back in the 80s. So I was a playtester for that. And so I was pretty heavy into it. I worked staff at the first Dragon Con. I would do, I know at Shadowcon, I was a DM in one of the tournament things. Not actually, it wasn't D&D, it was DC Heroes game, I think. But anyway, heavy into D&D and other role-playing games. And I kind of got out of it a little bit in starting at 88 when I got a girlfriend. That all changed. So 88 got my girlfriend, and we're actually still married now. So we've got our 30th anniversary coming up next month as of this recording. So anyway, and then I kind of got away from it a little bit, but I'm getting more interested. I want to kind of start and go back and collect a lot of the like early stuff I used to have, because I sold a lot of my original like books and modules on eBay like a long time ago. So I want to kind of reacquire a lot of that, maybe even start playing again. I don't know. It'd be fun. But anyway, this is the whole history of it is like really interesting just to see the beginnings, because I mean, you think of things like leveling up. Leveling up is from really Arneson and Gygax, probably more so Arneson, I think, when you look at it. But that's a term that was created from Dungeons and Dragons. So anyway, I really do recommend this. I would say you can just skip the preface. Don't let it bother you. Um, the thing is just a treasure. Love it. And there is a link if you're interested. There is a Amazon link below. A lot of times they'll have like a good sale price on it. So just click the link and you can order your own. And I'll also have a link to this. So if you are interested, these actually complement each other. I would probably start with this so you just really understand everything. And then I think once you do this, even though in the big book it gives you more, it does give you context and things like that, it'll still just make a lot more sense. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.